The fairy twitched.
You know, the hair dye, the black clothes.
The clove cigarettes?
Moth added from below.
The drinking and cursing?
Is it method acting?
This is a theater.
Bertie, annoyed by the Inquisition, dropped him onto the stage. Several feet of slack cable landed atop the fairy in a slithering heap.
Oh, you've buried him alive!
I told you it was silly to use the wires when you can fly perfectly well without them.
But they're fun to swing on,
Moth protested as the fairies shed their harnesses and went to investigate the tomb of their fallen comrade. Indefatigable, Mustard Seed emerged from the pile, rubbing his bum.
If it's not for Nate, is it because of your abandonment issues?
There was a very long silence before Bertie told her reflection.
The only reason I'm friends with any of you is because I outgrew the Von Trapps. One annoying Austrian at a time.
You could have joined the Lost Boys.
They did nothing but whiz on trees, and I'm not properly equipped for that.
So you're stuck with us because of your innate inability to pee standing up?
Peaseblossom put her hands on her hips as she hovered nearby.
That's right.
Bertie used her brush to stir the dye.
We can do lots of stuff besides pee standing up,
Moth said.
like sword fighting.
Cobwebs slashed and parried with great enthusiasm.
Call the pirates and the shipwreck scene.
Mustard Seed flailed his tiny yellow boots in an improvised hornpipe.
I'm not supposed to make scene changes, and thus I'm appalled by the very suggestion. You're a bad influence, Mustard Seed.
The rules have never stopped you before.
Peaseblossom looked knowing.
You just don't want Nate seeing you with your head all slimy.
Bertie put on her best Lady of the Manor air.
He needn't wait for an engraved invitation to pay a social call.
But he prefers you pin a note to the call board.
Peaseblossom reminded her. The majority of the players drifted in and out of existence according to the summonses pinned to the call board. But the more flamboyant, dashing, or mad the character, the more freedom they had to move about the théâtre. The fairies dogged Bertie's every step, whereas Nate was one for protocol.
Probably all that rot about following the captain's orders.
Bertie's entire head tingled as the ammonia burned her scalp. She tried not to scratch at it, because that way lay madness. Madness and funky-colored fingertips.
It has nothing to do with Nate. I need to finish my hair before the stage manager gets back.
He should be thankful it's only dye on your head and not paint all over the stage.
Bertie glanced at the walls of her room. The 3 connected scenic flats were part of the Theatre Illuminata's enormous collection of backdrops, stored in the flies overhead and in the backstage scenic dock when not in use.
I haven't painted my set in years.
Lights up on Bertie, age 7. She is painting over a dingy cream wall with something labeled Violet Essence as the stage manager glowers at her. Bertie.
It's my bedroom and I'll do what I want with it.
To prove her point, she splashes magenta and silver over the violet and smears it around with her hands. Stage manager, grabbing for Bertie's ear and missing.
You can answer to the theater manager for this mess.
The theater manager arrives with Mr. Tibbs, the scenic manager. Turning to the theater manager.
Why you ever decided she needed to sleep here on the stage is beyond my powers of reckoning.
Theater manager.
She needed a bedroom, and this is the best we could do.
Stage manager. His face turns 3 shades of crimson, and steam hisses out of his ears like a tea kettle.
But this isn't a bedroom! We can't stop the performances for bedtime, which means she's underfoot until the stage is cleaned. And look at this mess!
Mr. Tibbs, chomping his cigar.
We do not change the colors of the flats. We touch them up, or faithfully reproduce them down to the last paint stroke and bit of gilt. But we do not change them.
Bertie.
Just because you don't change them doesn't mean I can't.
Theater manager.
Bertie, this place isn't about change. It's about eons of tradition.
Bertie, crossing her arms.
It's my bedroom. I should be allowed to do what I like with my bedroom.
Theater manager.